It's popular these days, too, though, to say, listen to your body. Don't you say this? Listen to the wisdom of your body. It'll tell you what to do, what to eat, how to exercise. Do we listen? No. But Science of Mind teaches that your body is a body of intelligence, but it's acted upon by your mind, by your consciousness. Your body is acted upon by your consciousness. Now, keep that in mind. Remember, your body does not have a conscious intelligence that chooses and thinks for itself, even if it looks like it sometimes. Intelligence is the life of the body. Intelligence operates the body, but that intelligence is the creative life force that is always present and operating your body. But your body does not make decisions. You see, what does this mean? It means that you are the director of your body's experiences. Now, there's a lot that we don't know that's going on in subconscious mind that's feeding us information that we're choosing unconsciously again. But you came to this planet to have a healthy body, to have a healthy experience of life, and your body is governed by your subconscious mind, all those automatic responses, breathing and heart, and the function of your body is controlled by the subconscious mind, and it knows how to do that. But it doesn't come here to make choices for you. The subconscious mind never does that. If this were so, you would just be a bunch of instincts and reactions. But you're a conscious being. You're an aware being. You're making choices all the time. And that removes you from being robotic, an automatic responder. And if you play the victim, you become more like just an automatic responder. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Thoughts are things. They have the power to objectify themselves. The word of man is the law of his life. Thoughts of sickness can make a man sick, and thoughts of health and perfection can heal him." He also said, "Until we realize that our word has the power of life, we will not see clearly." You see, if we don't see how our life works, we're going to constantly be in a muddle about how to fix our lives, how to cope with our lives, how to deal with our lives. He says, until we realize that our word has the power of life, that means it's backed by the law, by the power that created universes, is backing your every word. Every word you say has power behind it. So your body then expresses what you're thinking and what you're feeling. It's making a mark. If it makes a mark on your brain, it's making a mark on your body in some way, isn't it? Now, you may not know how you're feeling, but eventually, if you do not handle those feelings right away, your body will reveal those feelings to you in symptoms. Let's say your body has a rash. You may believe you have a food allergy, and what this means is an effect is causing an effect. Now, this is a commonly held belief, but if you take a good look at how you've been feeling lately, you may remember that you felt edgy or anxious, not quite right with things. Maybe you feel that you've been blocked. Someone is standing in the way of your goods. Something is not happening, so you're edgy and you're itching to move forward. So you'd like to move ahead, but you can't. Your body is now reflecting back to you that need to move forward. So your body is like a canvas on which the color of your emotions is painted or expressed. Your body is the closest thing to you. So an interesting story, this woman I heard about, she told how she would like to have great digestion because there were digestion problems in her family, and she seemed to have them. And she made up an affirmation. She heard that affirmations were good. So she repeated this every time she thought about her digestion. And her affirmation was, "My stomach is like a rock. My stomach is like a rock." Well, at 34, she had gallstones. Her body had literally reacted to her affirmations and produced stones. You see, the body is governed by the subconscious mind, and it cannot make the difference between what you want and what you don't want. You have to be really clear. Somebody once said it can't take a joke, the subconscious mind. It must take orders from you and create from the words and feelings that you give, continuously feed it. And if you say, my stomach is like a rock, my stomach is like a rock, then you are saying you have stones in your stomach. If you repeat something over and over, eventually your subconscious mind thinks you would like that as an experience, and it goes to work and produces it. And since your words are backed with power, be sure that you're giving your body instructions that it can understand, because your body believes every word you say. So for healthy digestion, we would say something like, I have a healthy, normal digestive system. Say that over and over. The subconscious mind knows what to do with that, because it is basically that. It operates from a normal standard of health, because that's how it came here to operate. So disease is not the problem, is it? It seems like it is, but it's not. Go behind disease. Look behind it. No matter how serious we think this disease is, or what we've been told about it, its progress, its diagnosis, whatever, it's not the main problem. Of course, we have to deal with that, but we want to get to cause when we're dealing with anything. So obviously the problem goes back to the way we've been thinking, doesn't it? Has to. The reverse of victimhood is blame, right? Maybe blaming yourself. But we don't want to get into blame for the way we've been thinking, because to blame ourselves creates guilt and anxiety as well. And now that's going to express on your body. So we don't want to do that. We want to get right to cause as soon as we can. So what's the solution? We already know, don't we? We can use disease as a metaphor. Whatever that is saying to you. I have a digestive problem. I can't stomach this. Well, life is good. Life is wonderful. There are wonderful things in life that make me happy, that satisfy me, that fulfill me, that I can easily digest. When we think about what's going on in our lives, think about the metaphoric reason behind it. Cancer, for one thing, is something that says, I'm resentful, I'm hurt, life is not good, or I'm angry, something is wrong. Look at that. And now look behind that and see what the reverse of the truth is of that. Life is good to me. I create my own experiences. There is no one who's injured me or harmed me. So I'm able to look at my thoughts and see that I'm responsible. I'm the power behind my experience. I've created it. Louise Hay, in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, offers us all kinds of diagnoses and affirmations to correct those things. But, we don't have to take her word for it. I'm sure most of you here have her book. But there's something in all of us that already knows what the truth is behind this problem. Take some time, stop and ask yourself, what does this really mean to me? There's something in me that knows what this means. Take the time to listen to yourself, and you'll get a clue as how to treat that particular problem, because you're the creator of it. I know someone who does have severe arthritis. Her hands are curled, they're practically useless now, and she can hardly walk because her joints are so stiff. And she tried all kinds of medical things for the symptoms. She worked with a practitioner. Still, she didn't get any help. And the practitioner one day asked her, she says, look at your emotional, there's something in you that knows what this is all about. So look at yourself and ask yourself, what's the cause of this? Well, I know this person, and in dealing with her, she has very rigid ideas. And if you make a suggestion, she will never hear it. She wants it all done her way, and there's no other way to do it. So if you express something or say something that she doesn't agree with, she will cut off all communication. Well, the next day after her practitioner, and it wasn't me, thank goodness, suggested that she look at she fired the practitioner. But rigid thoughts obviously were expressing, it looks to me like, now this may not be the case, but it looks to me like it was expressing on her body. But she did not want to deal with what thoughts came to her, so she dismissed everybody, and she still has the problem. But true healing in almost every case, even in medicine, is getting to the cause, isn't it? Getting to what caused this thing, not just assuaging the symptoms, but getting down to what is going on here. And most of the time, even in metaphysics, we don't go on a witch hunt looking for, let's say, so-called causes of your problem, unless a problem hasn't yielded to anything yet, medicine or treatment. So even with that said, we can blame our emotions and do nothing, and we can still just harbor the problem and go to our grave with it if that's what we want. But negative emotions, negative symptoms appear because we believe that we don't have anything to do with what's going on, or that we can't do anything about it. We can't do anything about our personal affairs, and maybe we just don't want to deal with them. But all negative thoughts and emotions come from the belief that we're separate from our power. That's the basic underlying belief of every single problem. So that's all you really need to know. In metaphysics, the belief that you're separate from the power. So know that. We have never been disconnected from the power, but this is how we've used our power to create, consciously or unconsciously, some symptoms that make us uncomfortable and not at ease. So, true cause then is spirit, God. And that being the case, true cause is always perfect. As Judy said in her treatment, her beautiful treatment, it is always unfailingly powerful, this one cause. So it never fails. It's always creating something. True healing comes from being aware that we are spiritual beings. We are not matter beings separated from true cause. So true healing comes from knowing that God is in and through every single one of us. That true healing is knowing that life is for us and not against us, ever, for a moment. You know, there's one life that unites every single one of us, and that life can never be changed into death. So Dr. Holmes wrote about that. He says, the practitioner knows that the spiritual being needs no healing. That perfect self is right here within us. But this has not yet become revealed to mind. And this is why we have the problem. It's not been yet revealed. What the healer does is mentally uncover and reveal the truth of being, which is that God is in and through everyone. And that this indwelling presence is already perfect. That indwelling presence is us. It's the true being. It is us. And he goes on to say, we separate the belief from the believer and reveal that which needs no healing. Thought is sifted, and that which does not belong to the spiritual being must be discarded. Whatever is of a discordant nature does not belong to the truth of being. So we really heal the thought. The spirit of human beings is God. The spirit of every one of us is the presence of that creative spirit. So ultimately, true healing comes from the realization of our original wholeness. Every last one of us is whole right now at the core of our being. And when we're healed, that whole and perfect being flows through every cell of our being, because your body is not separate from that core perfect being. You are one with the one. So a feeling of unity and wholeness, a realization of this, that we're perfect, whole, and complete. Because life that flows through us, that is present right here with each one of us now, is perfect and whole and complete. It's all that we are. So when we truly know this, and then, of course, as I say, it may take some inner work, every problem will just fall away when we really realize this and know this. We will be so filled with a realization of oneness that we will not even be aware when that problem leaves. We will just have a natural awakening to peace and harmony and well-being. So don't give up. No matter what the doctor has told you, no matter what your symptoms are right now, there is an infinite source that is right here, right where you are, and you can use it. And to know that you are perfect, whole, and complete right now. How do I know that? I've used it over and over because that's how life works. Thank you.